What's up everyone? It is Jason and welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk to you about some things that I do at the end of each and every year, and I also want to talk to you about things that I do in the beginning of every year. We are now in the last 10-day window of 2023, so I wanted to record a quick video for you supporting this channel. One, to say thank you, but also to make sure that you are covered from a business perspective as we close out the year. It's time now to resolve anything that's outstanding, whether it be business items, phone calls, expenses, things that have to be done that should be or could be tracked, tied to, or documented as part of this calendar year. It's important that you do it. So take a look at your numbers, take a look at your expenses, take a look at your bills, take a look at everything to make sure that you close out this year properly and you don't miss expenses that could offset tax liabilities or obligations that could impact your 2024 bottom line in some way, or that could impact your 2023 bottom line in a positive way, in different aspects. At the end of every year, there's a number of things that I try to do. One, make sure that all of our tax information has been processed appropriately. Two, make sure all of our expenses have been resolved. My entire day today has been spent dealing with expenses, obligations, things that need to be resolved so that they can be tied to the financials and the reporting for 2023. One of the other things that I always do at the end of every year, and I am just starting now, is our detailed reporting. And if you're not doing reporting for yourself and for your business, this is an awesome opportunity for you to start. I think it's important that at the end of every year, you track the number of events that you do, the types of events that you do, and you look at your services and where and how, not only where have you been working and how you've been working, but what have people been buzzing on in terms of services that you offer? What maybe is falling short? And this can kind of set you up for the start of a powerful year in the upcoming year, where you can either shed services that don't make sense for you and your business, or you can focus on maybe offering different ways of incorporating those services into the things that you're doing so that they then hit for you. An example would be like, if no one's booking uplighting this entire year and there's no reason, maybe your pricing is out of line. So if you look at a service that may or should be popular or is popular in your area and it's not really connecting with the people or the events that you're doing, this would be an opportunity for you to see that as we complete a year. And as we look towards next year, maybe you start establishing some goals for that service and you adjust the way that you've been offering that service so that it lands in a positive manner, so that you can actually make money and get that service on contracts with people that are hiring you or who have hired you for the time in front of us. I think at the end of every year, it's so important to understand where you're at, where you've landed. Have you hit your goals that you set up for yourself and for your business in the calendar year? And this is the time of year that I always do that. I think it's super important to resolve all the expenses that need to be tied back to this year so that you can offset tax liabilities or obligations. I think it's important that if there's equipment purchases that need to happen and you need to track them into this year, that you get them on the record and ordered immediately, because very soon it's going to be Christmas and then it's New Year's Eve, and then you are going to be dealing with that for a different calendar year. I also like to use this time of the year to reset and to ground myself based on the information that I just shared with you about goals and numbers and all the where we've landed, to forecast where we're going. And I like to establish near-term, short-term, and long-term goals. Every year I try to do a 1, 3, and 5-year goal for myself and for the business. And I always do it at the start of the year. Every so often throughout the course of the year, I always visit these goals to make sure that I'm either on track, or if I'm exceeding that goal, that I realign those goals. But I always write it down in the beginning of every year of where I want to be. And I think it's the right time for you to be thinking about this for yourself and for your business. So are you setting goals? How many events do you want to do? What types of events do you want to do? Are there other professionals that you want to be working with? Is there maybe not a financial goal, although there could be financial goals? Is there a number of event goal? Is there a location that you want to work in more often goal? Is there a relationship that you're interested in making happen in the calendar year 2024? Is that something that interests you, or does that buzz kind of your world? And if so, write it down and just keep track of this stuff, because it's super important. I think in order for you to get to where you're going, you kind of have to have a plan. And the end of the year and the beginning of the year are the perfect time for you to establish that. I also do some things from a performance perspective at the end of every year. One of the biggest, and I want to say just interesting tasks that I've incorporated into my workflow, is I take all of the music from all of the history that I played out of Serato for the entire year, and I export that to a folder on my desktop. Now, the reason why I do that is because that folder is everything that I played this past calendar year. And if I played it this past calendar year, chances are it's something that could work in the future. So that folder of all the history files from all of the events that I did in this entire year then becomes my current version of my working backup music library that I then export to an SD card I have on a jump drive on my keychain, and sits on the cloud in iTunes or my music folder on my phone, my iPad, and my backup computer, so that I am always equipped with a universe of music that could help me if the need ever arises. This is a task something that I started doing a couple years ago, but I think has a ton of value for it. So if you're not doing that, this would be a call to action for you and for your business, the people that work with you at your business and at your company, to really start just doing it. I think doing it really opens your eyes to how much music you play every year, how much maybe exists on your computer, your hard drive, and how excessive it could be. I try to use the end of every year and the beginning of every year to set myself up for success, and this is your call to action to do the very same. So I'd love to hear from you. If you do certain things at the end or beginning of every year outside of reporting, finance, management, or music library optimization, I would love to hear from you. So do me a favor, throw it in the comments underneath this video. Share maybe one or two things that you do for yourself and for your business, and let's keep the conversation going. 2023 has been the best year ever for myself and for the business of SCE, and I hope it's been the same for you. Let's make it even better in 2024, and by implementing these, activities or tasks, closing out your year properly, tracking your status, setting up goals, and looking back at maybe where we either landed, fell short, or exceeded, will help you strategize a solid, concrete plan for what's coming in the future, and use that to your advantage. Take this opportunity, this time of year, to sit back and reward yourself for all the things that you were able to do, positive, or maybe make some corrections if you fell short of a goal. But the point is to set yourself up for next year. And if you're not thinking about this stuff, you really need to be. In order to be successful, you got to know where you're going, and you have to have a plan. And this will allow you to do that. That's the point of this whole video. Anyway, please do me a solid. Jump down below. Throw some of the things that you do at the end of every year, the start of every year, for you and for your business there. And let's continue the conversation. My name is Jason. I appreciate you sticking with me to the very end. And I can't wait for all things in store and on deck in 2024, and I hope you feel the same. We'll see you real soon.